Hey guys, I have a correction. I made a mistake in my math. Ah! I normally don't make math errors. I'm a math guy. Yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes. All right, let's open up our Bibles real quick. Get into Zechariah, and finished up this video that just came out with these two verses. And I heard a holy one speaking. Other holy one said that certain one who was speaking, how long will the vision be? Concerning the daily sacrifices and the transgression of desolation, and the giving of both the sanctuary and the host to be trampled underfoot. Does anybody remember when the abomination of desolation happens, where the sacrifices actually stop, based on Daniel 9:27 and Daniel 12? That's right, 30 days before the midpoint. On Purim, which is a day that is known for, what is it known for? Yep. Israel was saved out of utter desolation, out of utter annihilation. Okay, and that's when Messiah says, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken about by the prophet Daniel, it's time to get out of Jerusalem, flee, head to Petra, because Satan is about to be cast down to earth, and he's going to go after the Jews, but they are going to be fed and protected in Petra for times, and half a times. But this passage of scripture that we're looking at in Daniel is all about Antiochus Epiphanes, which is Antiochus the Fourth. He is a picture or a telling, a type, a shadow of the Antichrist. He shows us things that the Antichrist will do when the Antichrist is on earth. Now we know that these 2,300 days correlates to the time that Antiochus Epiphanes reigned havoc over Judah. We know that. We know that it ended on Hanukkah. We also know that Hanukkah is going to be the day that the Messiah's millennial kingdom temple will be dedicated, because Hanukkah means dedication. It is the feast of dedication. All right. And we talked about these things. But what I did is I just did my math wrong. So what you need to do the math, I'm going to actually open up a calculator here. Oh, not those. Here we go. Let's do this. So you have 2,300 days. Tribulations on Yom Kippur, 75 days later is Hanukkah. So we're going to subtract out those 75 days, and we come up with 2,225 days. So all we have to do is subtract 2,225 days from the 7 years of tribulation, and we know when these 2,300 days start. I know somebody out there is thinking they're thousands of years, and you didn't look at the video. In Daniel 8, it actually says not 2,300 days. It says 2,300 nights and days. It is literally a day. It can't be thousands of years. So anyhow, so 2,225. Remember that. Make sure I subtract it correctly. So it's what, 1,260 days is half of tribulation, right? So we take that times 2, and we get 2,520. And from that, we subtract our 2, 2, 2, 5, and we come up with 295 days. So we're going to add 295 days onto the beginning of tribulation. And the rapture is on Rosh Hashanah. Tribulation exactly 7 years long, ends on Yom Kippur, so it starts on Yom Kippur. We talked about that. So this actually brings you out to a day. It's right about the 5th of Av. And that's very interesting. You know, it would have been really cool if it's the 9th of Av. 9th of Av was when both temples were destroyed. But it is really cool because there is something in Hebrew known as between the straits. Actually, it's between the narrow straits. And if you're an American and you've heard the phrase, or if you've ever heard the phrase, in dire straits, and no, I'm not talking about that really cool band that did the Sultans of Swing. I'm not singing this time. But I'm talking about between the straits, in dire straits, in desperate times. And this falls right in the middle of it. This could be when the temple is allowed to be built, when the temple is built, when they start doing sacrifices. Something of that type will probably happen 2,300 days before the end of tribulation. Excuse me, before Hanukkah. And that day on Hanukkah will be when Messiah's temple is dedicated. And oh my goodness, we will be blessed to be there on that day when Messiah's temple is dedicated. God bless you. Have a good day.